So if you're a marketer or you're looking to hire a marketer for your business, you need to really understand that marketing is a game of making decisions and making calculated ones at that. It's a huge problem I see in the industry, whether, again, you're making decisions for your own business or you're looking to hire someone, where people view marketing as this game of like creativity and flashy funnels and ads and all this stuff. And yes, it is that, and yes, that's where you're gonna get outsized returns. But if you aren't making those decisions based on a systematic process, you're fucked. And so in this video, I'm gonna cover how you should be both making decisions as a marketer yourself, but also vetting marketers that you hire. And so right away, the first thing you need to understand, the first thing you need to get really clear on is what is the data, right? Essentially, all a marketer does is they look at data and they strip it back to the core needle movers and levers within the business. So things like opt-in rates, show rates, application submission rates, booked call rates. You need to be looking at all of this stuff. And if you aren't clear with a lot of that, then essentially you're making decisions blind in the dark. There's no direction, and you can lose a fuck ton of money doing that. I've seen it happen time and time again. And so that's the very first thing. You need to be making sure that you or your marketer is very aware of what the numbers are within the business. Again, all the way from ad spend, click-through rate, CPM, booked call rate, cost per click, like everything under the sun, and have them listed out too, in order of what affects what, right? So if I have $30, $40 CPMs, then I'll get 1,000 impressions for every $30, $40. Let's say I have a 3% click-through rate. Now I get 300 people coming through. Hopefully my math is right. But you need to line it up like that. Once you have that lined up, you need to make a financial simulator for the funnel that you're currently running, right? So if I'm running a call funnel, I need to be tracking call funnel metrics. If I'm running a webinar, I need to be tracking all the webinar metrics, and have that in a simulator to where I can play with different metrics in the funnel and see different results. And so once you've done that, the biggest thing for you there is to go through and make a change and see what the impact is, right? So if I'm split testing opt-in rates, I can test a change in headline, I can test a change in VSL, I can test a change in the supporting copy within the funnel. But realistically, if none of those have a huge input on the throughput of the funnel, so like let's say my opt-in rate jumped by 5%, but I only make an extra like $100, it's not necessarily worth it. Whereas maybe I change a question on the application, I get more qualified people coming through, and all of a sudden I make an extra 5, 10, 20K. Same amount of effort, different decision. And so this is why you need to know what the base metrics are by tracking your data. And then secondly, you need to know, or you need to be able to visualize and play around with different scenarios based on what you may change, right? Because essentially, I can put the same amount of effort in across a bunch of different metrics within my funnel, and those metrics are not all created equal based on their current situation. So again, track your data, make sure you have something to visualize your data and like play around with it. Once I've done that, what I'm gonna wanna do is list out all of the different tasks that can be done for this current situation, or the current funnel setup, the current ad strategy, whatever it might be. And I'm gonna wanna go back in and start listing them based on both impact and effort, right? Because in certain situations, I can put in a ton of effort and I get a same, if not more of a result, but it's gonna take way longer, right? Instead of just, split testing a headline that takes me 5 seconds, I may wanna split test a VSL that may give me a higher throughput, but it's gonna take me 5 times the amount of effort and 5 times the amount of time, right? And so I'm gonna wanna start by doing the low friction, high result changes. And as I start checking those boxes off, then I'll move to the higher friction for higher result stuff, right? And so again, your job is to get the most results as fast as possible. You do this, just to recap, by making sure you're tracking all your data, simulating what would happen if you make X, Y, and Z changes, and then being strategic with which changes you make first based on the amount of effort required for the amount of result that you get. And so this is like the most important thing with all of this, is being strategic about how you make decisions. If your marketer does not have a thought process like this, or does not think like this when they go about making decisions, you have a problem. And so start there. And I'm telling you, if you vet your marketer based on their decision-making process or the metrics that they track, you'll crush it. If you are looking to hire a marketer that actually makes strategic decisions, go ahead and click the link below, book a call with me. But I mean, the biggest thing is tracking your data and being smart about what decisions you're making. So hope this video is helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.